And Tallman Gardner and Leon Washington, number 33, the freshman, await on the other end. Fifth meeting between the Irish and the Seminoles, and Florida State has a 3-1 advantage so far. There's the kick, and it's Washington 5 yards deep, and he won't be able to return it. So Florida State will have to work from its own 20-yard line. There's Jeff Bowden, the offensive coordinator, and his quarterback Chris Ricks. And the numbers on Chris so far this year: 10 touchdowns, 4 interceptions.
The numbers for Chris are not bad. Everybody thinks he's having an awful year. They're just not throwing as much. The main focus of this offense the last few games have been on the running game.
So from the 20, and the feature of that running game is Greg Jones, the single setback, and he is a hoss. Over 245 pounds of bulldozer. They fake it to him, give it to Bolden on end around. Notre Dame seems like they're waiting for it, and Anquan Bolden did a lot of dancing to pick up 1 yard. Ryan Roberts made the tackle. Our Nivea for men starting lineups, and these guys are men. I don't know if they use Nivea, but I'm telling you, there's some big ones up front. Williams and Williams, Marambo, Holland, and Ray Willis. And they are a great offensive line. B.J. Dean is the fullback. Hughes the tight end. Gardner and Bolden start at wide receiver. But there is the man of the hour and of the season so far for Florida State. The leading rusher in the ACC on his way to a 1,000-yard season. He'll get the call on second down. And Notre Dame there to meet him. He did stretch it out to get to the 24. He picked up 3. Shane Walton made first contact, and it'll bring up a 3rd down and 6 against a very tough Notre Dame defense. 3rd in the country in scoring defense. Buttenzak, Campbell, Hilliard, and Roberts are the front 4. The linebackers, Watson's a semifinalist for the Butkus Award, with Curry and Goulds being the secondary, is a heck of a secondary. Duff and Walton on the corners. Sapp and Earl are the safeties. And it's 3rd down and 6, and those hawking cornerbacks probably getting ready for the first pass of the ball game from Chris Ricks. 3rd down along 5. Nope, they'll keep it on the ground. Jones knocked out at the 28-yard line, and Florida State will have to punt. Darrell Campbell and Ryan Roberts made the tackle.
Notre Dame defensively in the top 10 in all 4 defensive categories. 3 runs and out. I don't think either offense wanted to start this game first. Nope. I think they both wanted their defenses out there.
So Bobby Bowden already on the headset. Chance Gwaltney is set to punt. Gwaltney averaging just under 41 a kick. They put some pressure on him. Vontez Duff waits on the other end, and he'll take it at the 27. And he got out to about the 34. So that's where Notre Dame will go to work after we check in with John Saunders in New York.
Brian, it didn't take Ken Dorsey in Miami long to go to work. He's going to hook up with Andre Johnson on a short pass, and then he takes off, doing most of the work. 42 yards for the touchdown. Ken Dorsey, career touchdown pass number 75, 2 more to tie Donovan McNabb best ever in the Big East. And Iowa has just scored to go on top of Michigan. They're kicking the extra point right now. It is good, 7-0.
So now the Seminole Nation has come to life as Notre Dame has its first snap just inside its own 35-yard line. Holiday rolls, and he's throwing long, and he's got a man out there, and he got him on the run on his battle. Now it's a battle of the end zone. Touchdown, Notre Dame.
Big play, Notre Dame. All week to plan and scheme. They get the quarterback outside the pocket, which gives him tons of time, and they play single coverage down there. They get their big play man. The top receiver is Arnaz Battle. Samuels is the coverage guy. Little stop and go. You can do that when your quarterback is outside the pocket and has all kinds of time. Samuels thought he didn't have that much time.
And how about Swanee asking Tyrone Willingham if he's got to open it up a little bit? That's how you open it up a little bit. Longest play from scrimmage this year for Notre Dame, a 65-yard touchdown.
What a big boost for the Irish, and a letdown for the Seminoles, especially coming off of that good performance against Miami.
A flag after the play, and I think it's a celebration right there. And you see the official get in Battle's face, and that'll mean it'll be a 35-yard extra point for Seta. and he's had some trouble lately kicking the football. Not this time. Tuck it inside the left post in one play in dramatic fashion. 65 yards in just 13 seconds, and just like that, undefeated Notre Dame has shocked the Seminoles. They lead 7-0. That's all he could find. Nice coverage by Notre Dame. Florida State, there you see the breakdown. 231 yards a game rushing, 206 passing. It's the first time in 15 years that they have averaged more on the ground than they have through the air. 1987, the last time Bobby Bowden's team favored the run more than the pass. He says, you know what, that's what I grew up with. I grew up in Alabama. You ran the ball. Then I went to West Virginia. We had to run the ball. We didn't have a quarterback. So it's nothing new for him, but it's certainly new for the fans. I'll tell you that much.
Right.
Jones, and here is the run. And he's got 5, almost 6. Bobby Bowden knows it may not be popular with the fans, but it's the way to try to win the ball game.
Well, that's what people expect now. Pro passing attack and run it every now and then, you know. And so now, so we've been doing that for years. I've been doing it, you know. But here we are now running the ball and running it well, and people are just not used to that. They want the ball thrown 40 times a game, and I'm wanting to win the ball game, and I'm wanting to do what, if it means don't throw it down to win it, that's what I'm going to do.
Let's see what they do on 3rd down and 4.
Here they come. Free blitzer.
Ricks directs it to Bolden. Anquan Bolden, first down, Seminole.
Big play. Big play for the confidence of Chris Ricks and this Florida State team to get something going.
On 3rd and 4, he picks up 18.
He's at the top of the screen. Just a little stop and a slide to the outside. Big first down.
Bolden, the leading receiver, coming in. That's his 30th catch of the year now. And it picks up a first down out at the 45-yard line. Notre Dame shifting on their defensive front. Ricks pump fakes, pump and go. Laying it out for Bolden. He's got his man beaten. He's got it at the 15-yard line. Back to Bolden. First down, Florida State.
Yeah.
Now we got something going on early.
Florida State says, hey, you're going to start opening it up early. Saw this in practice, a little out. These corners are very active. They want to jump on anything short. They're both good. Duff that time bit on the little out route and got beat deep.
2 perfect passes now by Chris Ricks. And all of a sudden, Florida State's in the red zone. Hand off, Jones. Just carrying Irish tacklers down to about the 6.
See, the run game works a little better once you get some attention in the passing game. You say, all right, Notre Dame, you better worry about the pass. We moved the ball down, and now they've got in the back of their mind, hey, they may throw on first down.
Only Stanford has scored a touchdown in the first half this season against Notre Dame. They've allowed only 7 offensive touchdowns all year long. And now the Noles have a second down in the yard at about the 6-yard line. 5 minutes into the game, 7-0 Notre Dame. Florida State looking to alter that. Jones trying to bang his way to the 5. I don't think he got there. Going to be short of the first down, it appears.
Well, you're not going to make a living running on this defensive front of Notre Dame. Everybody that they've played this year has tried it, and they have not run for at least half of the yardage that they normally do. Air Force, who was the leading rushing team in the country last week, only rushed for about 100 yards.
Now the Noles load up their offensive line with some extra beef. 3rd down in the yard. From the 6, Ricks will do it himself. First down. Quarterback sneak. It's 1st and goal. And what a nice start for Chris Ricks.
Exactly. Just thinking that myself. Bobby Bowden's got to be happy. 2 completions on this drive. Ricks is into the flow of this game. He's going to need him. He's going to need the running game, but you've got to throw to get the running game going.
So the sophomore stands in the huddle. There's the red zone offense this year for the Noles. 23 touchdowns out of their 35 trips. They're looking for one here to try to tie it up. Again, 2 tight end sets, some
let it go.
and the extra lineman Barron, I think, might have come out of his stance. This one looks like it's going against Florida State. Our referee is Steve Pammon. It's a Big Ten officiating crew.
Prior to this.
So still a conversation now among the officials. Both teams pointing at one another, obviously.
Prior to the snap, false start, offense. 5-yard penalty. It's still.
You know, you never like penalties, especially on the offense, especially inside the 5 going in, because those yards are hard to pick up.
And there you see Barron jumped, number 70. And that backs it up and may change the plan here a little bit for Florida State. First and goal now at the 8-yard line. Ricks, quick slant, Bolden in and out of his hands. Looked like a good pass. It had a lot of fire on it, and Bolden couldn't handle it.
Yeah, just a little bit too hard, I think. Try to get it past the linebackers, and you have to do that. Inside technique by Walton, so he's playing inside, expecting it. I don't know, he could have caught that one.
Hit him right in the hands.
I'll tell you what, guys, as a receiver, you get in the crowd like that. He was going with his hand. There's nothing wrong with using your body to protect the ball and cradle it right in there.
Because you know you're going to get hit, Swanee, and you'd rather have it in your body, not your hands, because you want to protect against a fumble.
Looked like he had his head a little bit on a swivel, worrying about the hit. And now penalty markers, they took too much time, and all of a sudden first and goal at the 4 is going to be back closer to the 15.
Yeah, now this is on Chris.
5-yard penalty. It's still second down.
So they can't hear.
So Tyrone Willingham likes that, what he sees. And Jeff Bowden didn't like what he saw.
The 25-second clock is right through the end zone, right at the right against the wall. So it's right ahead of him. No way he couldn't see it.
So it's backed out to the 13-yard line.
Complaining something about the ball or something.
Second down and goal. Going to have to hustle again. Just got it off. Jones trying to cut back. Notre Dame is equal to the task there. Glenn Earl made the first hit from his secondary position. He's a big hitter from his safety spot. And it's third down.
There's the clock right here. He's going right into the clock. I mean, there's no doubt that you can see it. Unless you get too wrapped up in, if they have a check with me down there, like I got a pass to the right or a run to the left, and I'm going to look at the defense, and then I'm going to check to you, and you forget to look at that clock. But you got to pay attention to how much time you got to snap the ball.
Totally different package now. Third and goal at the 14. 10th play of the drive. Ricks scrambles. He'll try to do it on his own. And he got back to about the 7. And that's going to bring the field goal unit. So what looks so promising after 2 passes to Anquan Bolden got it down to the 4-yard line, and now they have to settle for a 3-point attempt.
That's just good defense. Notre Dame took advantage of the fact that the offense imploded when they got inside the 5. They backed themselves up. They had a bad play.
I think everybody in the country knows the last time in competition that Xavier Bethia kicked a football. And that was at Miami, and he missed it the end of the game 2 weeks ago. He'll try from 24 to put his team on the board, and he got it right down the middle. So Notre Dame, their defense did well, but really Florida State did themselves in with a couple of penalties. Still, they got on the board.
PCS Vision from Sprint. Now your employees can connect with the office network when they're away, right from a PCS phone. Exchange email, contacts, and calendars just like on a computer, instantly.
You mean
I couldn't have said it better myself.
Introducing PCS Vision from Sprint. See the power behind the PCS Clear Wireless Workplace.
Introducing the Bowflex Ultimate. Quite possibly the best home fitness machine ever made. Bowflex is so effective that we guarantee you'll get the results you want in 6 weeks or less. Own the new Bowflex Ultimate with no money down and monthly payments lower than many health club dues. Call and ask for a free video and brochure or visit us on the web today. The new Bowflex for ultimate results.
ABC Sports presentation of college football brought to you by Cadillac. Bold vehicles defying convention. Discover card. It pays to discover. FedEx, ground, international, online, or express. Don't worry, there's a FedEx for that. And Suzuki, maker of innovative motorcycles and all-terrain vehicles, and proud sponsors of the Heisman Trophy Award. Doak Campbell Stadium sold out. They think it'll be a record crowd when every head is counted. Bobby Bowden's team had a nice drive going, but back-to-back penalties moved them out to the 14-yard line, and they subsequently had to settle for the 24-yard field goal. But they did go 72 yards in 5.5 minutes, and they've made it a 7-3 game. Bethia, who just hit the field goal, set to kick away. And Vontez Duff can only go back to the back of the end line to field that one, so Notre Dame will work from the 20-yard line. Well, we didn't get to see much of Carlisle Holiday other than his right arm on the first play of the ball game. There's his numbers on the season. And the third touchdown of the year came on the 65-yarder.
11-4 as a starter. He likes to throw the long ball and throws it well. What you don't see on there is the 23 times he has been sacked. And that's a lot for as few passes that he's thrown.
He's a junior out of San Antonio, Texas. And the Irish set up shop at the 20-yard line. Now they'll go to the ground game. And only about a yard for Ryan Grant. Nivea for men starting lineups for the Fighting Irish. And Jeff Fain there at the center spot might be the best in the country at that position. Black, Mahan, Milligan, and Curtin join him on the front wall. Lipinski's the fullback, Godsey the tight end, Jenkins and Battle the wide receivers, and Ryan Grant's the guy that carries the mail.
There's 11, all 11 of those guys are juniors and seniors except for Ryan Grant, the tailback. So very veteran offense.
Second down and 9. Holiday, play action, got a man wide open again, and got him, nope, incomplete, and Battle's hurt. I don't know if he landed on the ball. He's holding his hip, it appears. He laid out for that pass that was a little too far in front of him.
Well, he had Samuels beat again. Number 10. Looked like they're both got hands on each other trying to pull each other around. I think he got kneed just as the defensive back went across his body.
There is a flag.
Holding defense.
And that holding was on Samuels that you saw on Battle.
It almost looked like Battle had a hold of him and Samuels had a hold of Battle. Here's a look at the end of it. Yeah, right there, his right knee just kicked the Battle right in the side.
So he's still down at midfield. Swannick.
Well, Bob and Brad, when you take a look at this play, it's a hold right at the end where he just hangs on just a little bit is what the official calls. When both guys make that kind of contact, if they had just broke cleanly, I don't think a flag would have been thrown. But the official sees that one hand sticking out, holding on to the jersey. He's going to call that every time.
I think Battle got away with it, Lenny, because they were both holding, and as he went by, he pulled Samuels down and got by him.
So Arnaz Battle is up on his own, appears to be all right. And for the first time since we've been here since Thursday, we just saw a little bit of sunshine, as you might see on the golden helmets of Notre Dame.
We're talking with Bobby Bowden yesterday. He says, I hope it's hot and humid.
He was hoping for about 85 and sunshine. Yeah. He said, dadgummit, I don't think we're going to get it. Well, he's got a little bit of sunshine right now. And Notre Dame from the 32 with a first down. 3 wide receiver offense. They'll play it up the middle. Only about a yard for Grant as Dockett makes the tackle. And let's check in with New York and John Saunders.
Brad, we told you Miami came out scoring in a 7-0 lead, but West Virginia running the ball very nicely. Avon Coburn goes in from 7 yards out, an 80-yard 9-play drive, and West Virginia's already put up 110 yards on the ground against the #1 team. Brad.
Thanks, John. And that young fella on his way to a 4th straight 1,000-yard rushing season.
Yeah, West Virginia must have taken nice to watch that FSU film.
That's right.
Against Miami. Miami's defense not good against the run lately.
Wilson flares out of the backfield. Holiday, the pocket collapses, and this is what he does very well. Out to about the 39-yard line on the scramble before Leroy Smith makes the stop. Florida State defensively. Emmanuel, Dockett, Johnson, and Alonzo Jackson up front. Linebacking core, Michael Boulware also on the semifinalist list for the Butkus Award. Hudson and Pope join him. And in the secondary, Stanford Samuels has already been picked on today. Kyler Hall missed a play in the middle of the field. Carter and Rufus Brown round out the secondary. Alonzo Jackson's been made a captain for this game, and he said it's the biggest honor of his football career, and he lines up getting ready to tee off here on 3rd down and 3. But it's Grant with a big opening, and he's still on his feet, and he's all the way to the 40-yard line of Florida State. Boulware probably saved a touchdown, a pickup of 22.
Now this defense is ranked 76th in the nation. Look over here. It's just going to be a little run to the right side. The offensive line, that's Mahan, 79, comes and gets a nice block, and Grant just breaks a couple tackles. Talking to Mickey Andrews, the defensive coordinator, he says we have to tackle. We got to be able to tackle these guys. They broke 2 tackles right there.
You know, we talk a lot about how good Greg Jones has been. That guy, Grant, had 190 yards, a career high against Air Force in the win last week. Here's a toss to Marcus Wilson, who comes in to take his spot on this play, and Wilson's going down for a loss.
I think they're best staying inside those defensive ends. Run inside the defensive ends of Florida State.
I don't think I remember seeing a Florida State guy as fired up as Alonzo Jackson was when we talked to him yesterday. And here comes Zoe. We just talked about him, a captain for this game, and he plays off that little bit of a chip block, and then he's got a chip on his shoulder as he got to Marcus Wilson.
Well, Black, the tackle, had him hooked, and Jackson just scooted inside of him and still had the speed enough to make the play.
2nd down and 12. Straight handoff again, and another play by, guess who? This is Hudson, the middle linebacker, the big fella. We didn't think he'd play a lot of downs because he's normally a run stopper, and in a passing situation there, he comes up with a big hit.
Here's Hudson right here. He's just going to come straight up the gut. Florida State doing it a little bit different defensively. They're blitzing their inside linebackers and slanting everybody to the outside.
3rd down and 15 now. All 3 wideouts are to the right of Holiday, who will work from the shotgun. Pass to scramble. On the run, finds a man. 1st down. Maurice Stovall, a freshman, on the receiving end, and the Irish move the sticks, a pickup of 24.
Stovall, all the receivers are over here. Let's go ahead and run it, and we'll see. The protection breaks down. Nobody is open. And then when he starts to scramble, Stovall just starts to go back the other way, and he finds him. He's open. Nice job by Holiday.
So it's a 1st down, and that hushes the crowd again at the 20-yard line.
What Mickey needs to do is to keep those defensive linemen in their lanes upfield. Contain the quarterback.
Draw play to Grant. Big opening again. He might end up with another 1st down before they finally bring him down. B.J. Ward makes the tackle, a pickup of 8. Coming up next, don't forget our regional doubleheader rolls on. Most of you will see freshman sensation Maurice Clarett and number 4 Ohio State in their battle with 17th ranked Penn State, plus other regional action right here on ABC. Gary Danielson breaks down the nation's best quarterbacks each week at ESPN.com, keyword ABC Sports. That'll be a dandy in the Big Ten, and Brent and Gary, the guys, will bring some of you that game. 2nd down, long 2. Nope, not this time. Florida State may have dropped him for a loss. Jerome Carter with a flag down, you see, in the middle of the pile. And this one's going against the Irish. It'll be a holding call, I think, with 1:46 remaining in the quarter, and Notre Dame leading 7-3.
Bob and Brad, that will be a holding call, but just an update on Arnaz Battle. As we watch a call here, I talked to the head athletic trainer, Jim Ross, and what he said was that Arnaz Battle fell on the football, and when they brought him to the sideline, they seemed to be icing down just a little small section just above his right hip in that area, or excuse me, his left hip. So that's where he just landed on the football, but he should be coming back into the ball field.
That's what it looked like. He grabbed us too when he laid out between the ball, the hip, and getting hit by the defender flying over the top. 2nd down and 12.
Blitz.
Plenty of time to throw, and this one's broken up. Nice job defensively by Carter for Florida State that time. Pass intended for Wilson.
This Notre Dame offense has not really set any outstanding records this year. I mean, they're 109th in the nation out of 117 teams in total offense. 105th in passing. They've gotten it done with their running game, which is averaging 170 yards a game, ranked 44th in the nation. So their offense has really come alive in the last week. Last week against Air Force, over 450 yards total offense.
The Irish have already converted 2 third downs on this drive, including a 3rd and 15. They've got 3rd and 12 here. Here comes everybody after Holiday, and broken up again. Nice defensive play. The secondary is there, and Leroy Smith is the guy that broke it up. And Battle still running gingerly back to the sideline.
Everybody knows that Battle's going to get it most of the time when he's in there, especially on 3rd down, because he's the guy that has the big playability.
Nick Setta has been in a slump. He missed 2 last week. He has missed his first field goal attempt in each of the last 4 games. See how he does from 39 yards away. And this one's good. So you can throw all those stats out the window. It's 3 more for Ty Willingham and the Irish. 10-3 Notre Dame.
You don't need to be a sanitation engineer to know garbage when you see it. Looks like you'll be folding faster than the Argentine army in '82. Oh, well. Buck up, soldier. The night is young. Lucky for you, there's also a lightweight to live. The high life.
Is briquette French for little brick?
Yeah. Anyway, listen up. A barbecue grill manufacturer introduces a new model so big it puts all other ones to shame.
Even the really shiny ones?
Yeah, even the really shiny ones. Keep up. They rely on FedEx Ground to get affordable nationwide B2B delivery with a money-back guarantee.
And Backyard Gourmets get the thriller of the griller. Must be a real knockout.
It's the greatest.
The undisputed heavyweight broiler of the world.
All right, that's enough.
How many ways can you get on a new Suzuki ATV? During Quad Fair, plenty. Qualified buyers can purchase a new Suzuki Quad Runner and get 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest until April 2003, or low APR financing. Plus, choose a Warn winch for only $69.95 or 100 Suzuki bucks good for accessories. Come in and enter the Quad Fair sweepstakes for a chance to win a Suzuki SUV or ATV. There's no better time than Quad Fair. Come in today. Offers end November 30th, 2002.
As a father hides his past, an unthinkable secret is discovered.
What happened to me?
That will change everything she believed. A new Alias, ABC Sunday.
Yeah, they're mixing and mashing in the crowd. They seem to get along pretty well, at least so far. The game day crew from ESPN is here, and we humored at the fact that there were so many green-clad T-shirts over there among the Florida State kids. So far, everybody's getting along just fine.
Yeah, the students for Florida State were hollering overrated.
And Notre Dame was yelling,
the green shirts
undefeated.
Were yeah. Overrated.
Undefeated. Yeah, they had a good time before the game.
That was fun.
Setta's kick. A line drive this time. Washington should be able to field and does on the hop at the 3. The freshman breaks across the 20, out to the 31-yard line. In fact, flags fly in as he gets out to the 33, and the flag flew in from the far side of the field. Normally it would be an illegal block. It's a hold. Pretty much the same thing. And while they walk it off and Bobby Bowden looks on, let's check in with John in New York.
All right, in the Big East, Pitt against Boston College. Rod Rutherford looking for Larry Fitzgerald. Gets him 7 yards on the touchdown pass as Pitt adds to their lead. West Virginia, meanwhile, had a faked punt that didn't work. Miami comes back, then kicks a field goal, so they lead the Mountaineers 10-7. Brad.
All right, John, here in a battle between Florida State and Notre Dame. It's Notre Dame so far 10-3. A long touchdown pass if you just joined us on the opening snap from Holiday to Arnaz Battle, 65 yards, and then Seta with a field goal moments ago, 39 yards. And Florida State had a great drive going before they were stalled by back-to-back penalties inside the Notre Dame 5-yard line. They had to settle for a field goal. Play action for Chris Ricks. Going down deep to Morgan, and Morgan dropped it. Oh boy, Bolden dropped one in the end zone on the slant, and now Morgan had it right in his hands, and Ricks took a shot after delivering it, and it's incomplete.
And he had him too. It's the inside receiver coming across the field. He is going to be open. The defensive back from the left comes back and makes the hit. You got to catch that ball. Tuck it away and just catch it. Forget about running anymore.
And I mentioned Chris paid the price after letting go. Oof.
Well, it was play action first down, which was a great call. You just had to hold it a little bit longer because he was going across the field.
So second down and 10. Final minute, first quarter. Jones back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. Mike Goolsby in on the stop for Notre Dame. Coming up on Monday night, Alan John will be in Philadelphia. I don't think there'll be any brotherly love between those rivals, division rivals. Donovan McNabb against Michael Strahan and the Giants. Monday night, 9/6 Pacific. Don't forget to cast your vote for Monday Night Football's greatest game, too, at ESPN.com. Keyword MNF500 or NFL.com. ABC Sports is online at ESPN.com. Keyword ABC.
Eagles' best team in the league right now.
Coming off a big win over Tampa last week. Could be the final snap of the quarter. Ricks from the shotgun. Flushed from the pocket. Throwing long on the run. Into double coverage, but it's out of bounds anyway. Tallman Gardner was the guy that was the intended receiver, and there's 7 seconds remaining in the first.
Gardner just kept running. He was out of range for Chris Ricks. Need to come back. Notre Dame starting the first quarter, making all the plays. They hit the first play. They took the second offensive drive, drove it right down, got a nice field goal. And defensively, they're making some plays, getting off the field.
So far, remember, we gave you the stat earlier. They still have only given up 1 touchdown in the first half this year, and that stands, or apparently will, at least through a quarter here for Florida State. As Gwaltney kicks, Duff says, everybody get out of the way. It's going to take a Florida State bounce, and a very nice Florida State bounce. Wasn't the greatest looking kick, but it was effective, and you can see the smile on Chance's face. By chance or not, he got it out of bounds down at the 23-yard line. End of one. 10-3. Undefeated Notre Dame leading Florida State. An ABC Sports presentation of college football returns after this message and a word from our ABC stations. Our ABC crew at Doak Campbell Stadium in Tallahassee. We'll give you a crowd number later, but they think this will be the biggest ever. The Irish from their own 28-yard line. Holiday's been very effective today, and he got a screen pass to Grant on the run, and blockers in front. First down, just like that, and a pickup of about 14.
Like the call. Like the call, first down, even though it's they're not expecting screen passes from Notre Dame. Go to just screen right over here to the left side.
That's only the 5th pass that Grant's caught all year.
Now look at the lineman he's got in front of him. He's got 3 linemen to do some damage. He sets the blocks up nicely. Good call.
Arnaz Battle, despite that hip that he hurt earlier, is in the lineup. Back to the ground and back to a loss of 2. Kevin Emanuel makes the hit on Grant. Bob and I touched on it earlier. Florida State's defense did so well against Miami's ground game a couple of weeks ago.
A lot of good numbers. Not many good numbers there. Notre Dame offensively there, it's 117 in Division I, as I mentioned earlier. Florida State defense, they're pretty good against the rush, 22nd in the nation.
They've only given up 32 yards so far, but of course the big scoring play traveled 65 with 1 pass play. 2nd down, 12. Holiday wanted to flare it out in the flat, and now he's got some trouble. And he'll get dropped at about the line of scrimmage. Michael Boulware tracked him down. Let's check in with John in New York.
Right in the SEC, Auburn taking on LSU, and the Tigers have turned the ball over a couple of times. This one leads to Ronnie Brown's touchdown from 5 yards out. Auburn leading LSU 7-0. Brad, back to you.
Well, Auburn without the Cadillac doing pretty well with the Chevy, I guess.
This is
that kid's pretty good back.
3rd time the Irish have had it 3rd and 10 or more.
They've done well with it. 3rd down at 12 again. Here comes some pressure and knocked away. 1 hot. Holiday picks it up, floats it out, and it's complete.
Who is this? The Irish? Are they lucky?
I'm telling you.
Is that the luck of the Irish?
Alonzo Jackson swiped that thing. Holiday took it on 1 hop, and leprechaun or not, I don't know, but he completed the pass. It's still 4th down, but watch this one.
Coming from the left side, defensive ends are getting good at this. A great play by Jackson and another great play by Carlisle. He just picks it up and says, "Where's my man?"
It's so bounced up to him, I don't think he knew it was coming back up into his hand. He didn't even look at it. 4th down at 3. They've got to kick it anyway. Hillbold to punt. He's been a good punter at knocking them inside the 10-yard line this year. Lofts one that goes out of bounds at the 4. Yeah, they walk it up now to the 7, but he did his job. 44-yard kick. He's a legend in the making.
I'll tell you what, Ty doesn't miss many things. He's got the offense, defense, and special teams playing as well as they can.
He's about the sharpest pencil in the drawer. Here's Ricks. And Chris Ricks has great wheels. He's going to get a 1st down. Oh, there went a cameraman. I hope he had a helmet on, but I don't think so. And Ricks gets a 1st down, and there's a major collision on the sideline.
Passing on 1st down out of your own end zone. Florida State offensively. Nobody's open. Chris does the smart thing. Be safe. And he can run. Little push there.
Oh boy, that's an expensive lens. I don't know if it still works. At the 21. Now it's Jones. And Greg had to fight his way out to the 24 or so.
This push starts inbound, so it's legal.
Right. Now one guy's smart enough to get out of the way. The guy with the cap says, "I'm bailing."
What's this guy?
This guy said, "I'm not bailing fast enough."
Oh no.
Oh boy. I hope that was just the cover to that lens, but no, there's more than that's 3 pieces there at least. That looked like a NASCAR wreck or something.
On that credential, it ought to be on the back. Says if somebody's running fast at you, get out of the way. Just don't stand there.
2nd down at 6. Jones has really had to fight for his yardage. Greg only has 28 yards on 9 times carrying the football. Time for our Aflac trivia question. Who is the only first-team All-America running back in Florida State history? That's a good question.
I'm getting a headache. Get these trivia questions.
I'm hearing a lot of things about how you're getting the answers to those questions. See, that camera's not fitting on that lens right now.
It doesn't work.
That ain't good.
He better get out his old little...
yeah, Instamatic.
Yeah.
Throwaway one.
Throwaway.
3rd down and 3 from the gun. Quick slant, complete. 1st down. Robert Morgan held on to that one. So Morgan, who dropped one earlier, hangs on to a laser shot from Chris Ricks, and they'll move the sticks.
Little slant, comes down, break to the inside. That's pitch and catch. The reason it was a little behind him was he had to throw it around a linebacker or one of the defensive backs that was lined up just behind the line of scrimmage. But first down, completion, good play.
Nice play fake by Ricks on first down. Deep middle, got him again. Morgan dropped the ball. Fumble picked up by Notre Dame. Wait a minute, wait a minute. They're going to say no catch.
I don't know about this.
I don't either.
I don't know about this.
And neither does Tyrone.
Yeah. These are Big Ten officials. Take a look.
Well, he's taken a step and a half.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my
Walton
goodness.
with the hit. It would have been scooped up by Vontez Duff. And the Irish didn't get the luck there.
Yeah, Ty saw it good from his angle. Notre Dame is very good at knocking balls loose. And they thought they had another one.
This is a Big Ten officiating crew, and you all know that Joe Paterno's made some noise about the refereeing this year. Ricks under a blitz completes it. It's Morgan again, and he's brought down by Preston Jackson. Let's go back and take one more look at that deep pass to Robert Morgan.
All you have to do is catch it and have a foot on the ground. You have to have possession. He tucks it away. No, there is no doubt.
That's a fumble.
Yeah, there's no doubt.
The official that made that call was behind Shane Walton's back and just went with the instantaneous look. I think he's the one that came up saying no, 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 incomplete. Notre Dame has been great at takeaways.
Oh boy, have they ever.
Coming into this game, half of their points had been scored following turnovers by the defense or the special teams. Chris Ricks threw one in a crowd, and Morgan snatched that one. Now that might make up for the one he dropped because it's first down.
They make the tough plays, but you got to make the simple plays too.
And I think they're probably going to call for that first down gesture that Morgan just gave. An unsportsmanlike conduct penalty against Florida State.
They called it the other way on Battle. You got to be consistent. I would suspect that the Big Ten officials are a little jumpy.
Well, Bob and Brad,
after the play
watch Robert Morgan after he makes this catch. What he does is calculated and very deliberate. Not emotional. He stands right up, looks away, and slowly and right in front of the official.
Yeah.
I don't know why they do that, Swanee, and they all know. They all know it happens every week. You know Bobby Bowden saying, Robert, where is your head at?
You know why they do it is they see it on Sunday night.
Well, that's true.
And on Monday afternoon, Sunday afternoon and Monday night.
First down and 10. It was a post-play penalty, so it's still a first down for Florida State, but they're really right back where they started from. Play action. Ricks. Here comes the pressure. Chris still pointing at his receivers. He drilled another one that Bolden could have conceivably caught, I think, and Bolden's upset. Glenn Earl is the guy that knocked it away. And the drop passes are starting to accumulate here a little bit.
Well, the other thing that I like is that Florida State is throwing play action on first down. And they're getting receivers open. That time, the two corners for the Irish, who are very good, Duff and Walton, had both wide receivers covered.
Jeff Bowden told us yesterday, play action on first down like the Florida State teams of yesteryear. You're going to see some of it. We have to because we know they're going to load up on Greg Jones. Second down and 10. 10-3 Notre Dame. Ricks again has to run. And he head-ons with Shane Walton. Chris Ricks is not a slider, I'll tell you that. There's no Lou Brock in him at all.
He may have the Fosbury flop in him.
He had one of those against Miami, almost broke his neck 2 weeks ago.
Oh, boys, that's, yeah, Fosbury flop, yes, but he is no gymnast. The thing he can't do when he gets up in the air is tuck and land on his feet all the time.
We talked about Chris Ricks. This one against Alabama Birmingham almost landed on his feet. A lot of you have seen that one. And then 2 weeks ago when we were down in Miami, this one wasn't such a great landing. Sometimes takeoff's great, landing's kind of rocky. Little turbulence right there.
Oh.
Third down. Chris throws on the run, complete, first down. And Tallman Gardner, I'm pretty sure, won't indicate first down.
He said, now he's saying, hey, was that a first down? Is that a first down, Montez?
We talked with Tallman Gardner yesterday, and Bob said, you know, those corners back there, Shane Walton's got 6 interceptions, and Tallman looked at us and said, I got 6 touchdowns. He's their big play guy.
Well,
and the fastest player on the team.
You look at the strengths of Florida State on offense. It's that line and the wide receivers and those corners for Notre Dame. That's a strength for Notre Dame. So it's strength versus strength.
First down, Florida State. Jones. They are really coming to play to meet that Florida State running game. And he got a yard, and that's it. Coming up next, our regional doubleheader rolls on. A lot of you will see Ohio State and Penn State. Other regional action right here on ABC. Iowa State playing Texas, trying to bounce back from the Oklahoma loss last week. Our internet poll question, should college football have instant replay? We could have used it already in this first half. Log on to ESPN.com. We'll give you the answer in the second game of our doubleheader later on this afternoon. So second down and 9 and a blitz coming. Ricks, quick throw, and Morgan dropped another one.
I'm getting tired of this.
Well, you know what? I know Swanee's getting tired of it. The fans are getting tired of it.
Well, Bob, you know, we talked to Bob and Brett Wheaton. We talked to Jeff Bowden, who's the offensive coordinator and the receivers coach. I asked him specifically, which one of your guys is going to step up to make the routine catch like this that just keeps drives going? He said Anquan Bolden's our guy, but he believes that the other guys are capable of stepping up. Today, all the receivers have really dropped passes they should have hung on to that would have resulted in touchdowns and keeping drives alive.
And Chris Ricks has 7 incompletions. 5 of them were right on the hands of his receivers. 5 drop passes so far. And Ricks flushed out of the pocket again. Oh, man, did he take a hit as he tried to get to the first down? I don't think he got there, but it was a helmet-to-helmet job at the end of that run.
It's going to be close as to whether or not he picks up the first down.
It will be 4th down and about a foot, I think, but let's wait and see. They have an injured player for Notre Dame. And we can't quite tell the number yet. And we'll come back and check on the injured Notre Dame player and see if it's 4th down or not when we return in a moment.
Bye, bye, Miss American Pie. Drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. And good old boys were drinking whiskey and rye, singing, this'll be the day that I die.
You're such a dork.
What? I love that song.
Until the very end. We'll be there.
For men, every morning it's the same routine. The desperate search for a way to relieve the pain after shaving. There's a better way to soothe your skin. Nivea for Men Aftershave Balm is an advanced blend of moisturizers and vitamins that soothe and actually improve your skin. Nivea for Men. More evolved skincare.
What is wrong with you?
Taco Bell's Grilled Steak Taco. Tender slices of steak marinated and grilled to perfection. For a taste so authentic, you may pull a grilled steak switch out. For authentic carne asada steak, think outside the bun.
Courtney Watson, the middle linebacker for Notre Dame. He was the one shaken up, but he's okay. Putting his helmet back on. 4th down, less than a yard. The Seminoles at least show that they're going to go for it unless they try to draw Notre Dame off here. Ricks leaps. Oh, he got it. That one was a good landing.
That was a good leap there.
Yeah. And now he's trying to get the crowd into it.
Well, Chris Ricks has not been the problem for this offense for Florida State. Only 3 points with about a quarter and a half game into this game. His receivers dropping the football.
And here goes Chris airborne. And then if that wasn't good enough, that landing's even better. And they gave it to him right there. So it's a first down.
I'm not wild about him sticking that ball out one-handed, but he had 2 hands on it when he was in traffic.
Remember, 5 of those incompletions are drop balls. Here's the play action on first down again. All day this time. Loads and fires in and out of the hands of Watson and then in and out of the hands of Bolden. So the middle linebacker who just came back in got a piece of it. Bolden got a piece of it too, but it's incomplete.
He just needs to be a little more patient. He had the time. The receivers were running a deep corner route on the left side over here. It just took him a little bit longer to run it. Play action on first down. You got great time. Stay, stay. Keep looking left. Stay. Now, you had it if he would have waited and looked back to the left. Pocket presence. When you got to look around and see, all right, have I got enough time? I'll stay here then.
This is the 16th play of the drive upcoming. Ricks almost intercepted by Glenn Earl. I think that one slipped a little bit. He was trying to throw to Anquan Bolden, incomplete. Our Pacific Life game summary. Sometimes negative things sum up a game. Bolden would have had a touchdown there. Morgan would have had a deep ball here. Morgan again. That one should have been a completion and a fumble. The officials ruled it incomplete. And then another one slips right through his hands. That's been the story of the passing game. And as Bob said, hasn't been Chris Ricks' fault. Third down and 10. Wants to throw a slip screen to Bolden. Broken tackle. He might go. Anquan Bolden cuts back inside. He's all the way to the 2-yard line. 39 yards. Sometimes you just have to throw a short pass and let your playmakers make plays.
There you go. If you can't throw him downfield, here he is right here. Just a little slip screen. Now look at the tacklers. One's here. He ran by two guys. They came up too quickly trying to make a tackle.
Jerome Sapp came over to force him inside. And then they put the stop on him. Brandon Hoyt made the tackle. We talked about it earlier. Notre Dame hasn't given up anything except to Stanford as far as touchdowns in the first half to the opposition. Greg Jones trying to change that. His helmet came off en route as he got to the 1. And now a little pushing and shoving after the fact.
Had a tough time getting back to the line of scrimmage.
That won't be a penalty because Greg Jones' hat's off because it got knocked off.
Did he get it knocked off or did he get it pulled off?
Yeah, let's take another look. We'll find out.
Well, Bob, he got it knocked off is what happened here when he comes to the line. Right here. Helmet to helmet. No, then it's...
Whoa, there came the face mask. You're right, guys. Good shot. Our guys in the truck. Not called, but a whole bunch of face masks. Second and goal, Florida State. Trying to tie the game up. Jones. No way. Back to the line of scrimmage. That's all.
See, if you're going to go play action, first or second down are the best times to do it. Now what are you going to do? Now, third down is the best time to run it. The play calling, you got to stay one step ahead of the defense. If it's on first down and 3-yard line to go ahead and play action and throw the ball into the end zone.
Remember, this defense is the number 6 team in the country against the rush, and I think Greg Jones knows that already. Third down and goal, Florida State. Trailing 10-3. And it's the fullback, Torrance Washington, touchdown. We didn't even know if he'd play today. That's only the 14th time he's carried it this year. None bigger than that.
How many plays was that?
About 18, wasn't it?
20.
20. Boy, they started at their own 7, and they went 93 yards. Xavier Beitia for the point after, and we have a tie football game.
Oh, that was like a picnic. You had to take a lunch. 20 plays from the 7.
When you got 10 runs and 10 passes, you got to pack a lunch. Bolden's the guy that got him close. On the screen, the slip screen that took him down close. And it's time to give it up. Another punting situation. 4th time it's been 3 and out for Florida State, so the Notre Dame defense does its job. And the holding penalty, remember, kind of dictated what Florida State could and couldn't do that time when they got the ball with bad field position to start with.
There's a look at Duff. He's already returned the punt for a touchdown this year. 76-yard punt return.
They got some heat on Gwaltney too, but he hung one up there pretty well. Duff from the 43. Nice job to get down there. Jared Hetzel.
Good coverage.
Made the tackle. 8:40 to go. Third quarter, still tied. 10-10.
The original R&B. Oh, we made us move our feet. Tito Puente. Like Dr. Pepper Fuerte. With the taste of originality. Salutes individuality. And gives life a personality. Be you. Do what you do. Be you. Dr.
The best part is that look on their faces when they see how many miles I have on it.
Take pride in your odometer with Valvoline's Max Life. It helps keep higher mileage engines running for a long, long time.
$370 Fortune 500 companies outsource with Kinko's every day.
Now, earlier in the show, we met Sherry, whose best friend thought she needed a makeover. Well, now, let's say hello to the new Sherry. Come on out, girl.
Girl, I don't know what you did back in the back, but you got it going on.
The new Dodge Stratus Coupe SXT. It'll make anyone look good.
Grab Dodge's 770 powertrain limited warranty. Ford, Chevy, Toyota, and Honda don't match it.
Log on to bcsfootball.com and you could tailgate with Dodge at this year's Tostitos Fiesta Bowl or the Nokia Sugar Bowl in the Dodge BCS Ultimate Tailgate Challenge.
10-10 Notre Dame and Florida State with 8:40 remaining in the third quarter. And this game's brought out some celebrities. There's one of my partners, Dick Vitale, and his granddaughter, Sydney. And you want to get Dick talking, it doesn't take much, but just say something about his granddaughter. That'll get him going a little bit.
That's a Notre Dame cheerleading outfit she's got on.
Yep. Lorraine and Terry, his wife and daughter, are sitting right in front of Dick there.
Well, Lorraine's going right to heaven, boy.
Yeah, you got that right.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, she is already a saint. That's all cut and dry. Of course, Dick's two daughters both played tennis at Notre Dame, and both of his son-in-laws were involved in sports at Notre Dame. Here's Grant. Whoop. Wow, what a hit. Rufus Brown, as Bob said earlier, he may not be the biggest guy, but he's playing like it today.
Yeah, and you just can't run wide. They got too much speed. The Seminoles, too much speed going wide. They're going to try and run this to the wide side of the field. Some penetration inside, and then number 7 gets up there and says, hey, Lopinski, I can take you on. As long as I got my other 2 players inside, you ain't blocking me.
He might be a big old senior fullback, but I'm going to put a hit on somebody. Loss of a yard. Second down 11. Grant's only got 37 yards on the day. Holiday looks right, comes back to the left. Too far in front of his intended receiver, Maurice Stovall, the big target at 6'5". Let's check in with Lynn.
Hey, Brad, you're talking about the T-shirt. Right here, your friend Dick Vitale has it. It says return to glory. They expect after this ball game that Notre Dame will have sold 90,000 of these shirts. At the end of the year, over 107,000. That means 400,000 to Notre Dame needy students fund throughout the year. I will talk to Dick right now, but I don't think he can hear me.
I guess you would say that T-shirt sale is awesome, baby.
We don't have time for that.
Third down 11. Holiday has time. It is intercepted by Pope. No, he dropped it. Kendall Pope had it and dropped it.
That's the thing Florida State has not done this year defensively, is get the turnovers and help their offense. Take a look from behind the defense. Pope is going to be right here.
And if he doesn't get a hand on this, this is a completed pass, I think. Right there.
Exactly. He didn't see Pope.
Battle was waiting on it. Pope got a hand on it, but couldn't hold it. And the punt by Hilbold is not a very good one this time. Spun it off the side of his foot out of bounds on the far side of the field at about the 30. Where are they going to walk it off to? 34-yard line. Only a 23-yard kick. ABC Sports presentation of college football. Brought to you by Dodge. You can take life as it comes, or you can grab life by the horns. Dodge. Nivea for Men Aftershave Balm. More evolved skincare. Pacific Life. Annuities, insurance, and investments rely on the strength of Pacific Life. And Sprint. Introducing PCS Vision. Clearly a whole new way to look at wireless. Chief Osceola looking on for the Florida State offense. Better field position than they've had most of the day. They work from the 34-yard line. It is their best starting field position. Play action on first down. Rick zips it, and this one is intercepted. Picked off by Watson, the middle linebacker. Watson picking up a convoy down the sideline. Out of bounds at the 23-yard line.
This is where the defense has turned it over for the offense of Notre Dame. 5 times the defense or special teams have had an interception or a turnover for a touchdown. He didn't even see him. Trying to throw it around him. Watson do a nice job. And now just patience. Let the guys get in front of him.
Got good blocking. Returned it 21 yards to the 23-yard line. First mistake Chris Ricks has made today. Now Notre Dame with a golden opportunity. Grant got an opening. Again, it's closing in a hurry. Boy, that defense of Mickey Andrews today is running around.
They are playing well. And you're right. Chris Ricks' first mistake he made today.
5th interception that he's thrown this season. And he's the guy, I think, that's going to mix it up and make the tackle.
Yeah, he's not laying back, is he?
Nope. He helped on it anyway.
You know, you said 5th interception. You know, he's played 8 games. This is their 8th game, so he has not thrown many picks this year.
Second down and 9. Toss. Grant. And he got to about the 16-yard line. Bob talked about the opportunistic approach of Ty Willingham's defense. He talked with us about that very thing.
I think these young men are really geared toward doing something special on defense and not just making a tackle and getting up and going back to the huddle. I think they're focused on creating offensive scoring opportunities through defense. And not only are they focused that way, I think their coaches are focused that way. And their drills and things that you work on every day to put them in that position so that they're comfortable taking those risks and making those kind of plays.
Creating offensive opportunities from the defense. This time it's going to have to be a field goal if it turns into points, because they just were stopped on 3rd and short, and it looks like Grant's slow getting up as well. While the field goal unit comes on, let's check in with John.
Well, Willis McGahee, you know what he can do on the ground. He does receiving this time. Ken Dorsey looks for him. Bust downfield, 57 yards. It sets up a McGahee touchdown run a couple of plays later. Miami back on top. Right.
All right, John. Nick Setta will try a 35-yard field goal. He hit from 39 earlier in the ball game to try to give Notre Dame the lead. And it hit the upright, and is it luck or divine intervention? It goes through.
Well, he was due for some good luck.
Setta, 35-yard field goal, kisses the post and goes through. And Notre Dame is back in front again.
BC.
5:26 to go, 3rd quarter. Notre Dame has regained the lead, 13-10, on a 35-yard field goal by Setta that hit the upright and went through, and that followed Courtney Watson's interception of Chris Ricks that he returned down to the 21-yard line. Florida State alum, the little scooter here, Lee Corso, part of the game day crew obviously here, and he was talking to his old playing partner Burt Reynolds, I know, before the game. Burt's here.
Is he a quarterback?
He was quarterback, running back. Yeah, he did a little bit of both.
Yeah. You know he called his own play.
Oh, no doubt about that. He's still trying. Here's the kick. Washington from the goal line. Didn't get to the 20. Great discipline again on the special teams.
Impressed with the coverage of Notre Dame's special teams. Here's a look at
Sometimes you need things like this to go your way when you're undefeated, to stay that way anyway.
Rosetta's had a tough year. He's been in a little bit of a slump. I'm sure he's had some of those this year that have hit and come back or hit and go out.
Florida State is thinking, why couldn't one of ours have gone in down in Miami a couple weeks ago?
Yeah.
And poor Xavier Belia, who's hit one today, said to us the other day, you know what? I've had 34 field goals. I've only missed 4 since I've been here. Why did it have to be that one? Which I don't blame him. Jones again, deep penetration by the defensive line of Notre Dame, and that's going nowhere. And Greg Jones has not seen this kind of rush defense all year long, you can bet. He lost 3.
Well, that defensive line, the defensive front, they're slanting one way. There are a lot of different games. They slant one way, slant another way. Take a look here. That all the other teams that run the football, only Purdue ran for over 147 yards or thereabouts against them. Air Force was the leading rushing team in the nation and couldn't get more than 104.
5 times today they've held Florida State to no gain or a loss, including that last one, which now sets up 2nd down and 13. Ricks from the shotgun. His last pass was intercepted. Chris is going to take off on his own on this one. And fumble! Loose ball! Montez Duff's got it!
Yep. The opportunistic defense of Notre Dame. They're always looking to strip the football. They've gotten 21 takeaways before this game, plus a couple more in this game. Quarterbacks shouldn't be twisting and turning out there.
Glenn Earl, I think, is the guy that puts the hit on right there.
Right there. Knocks it out, and they're always looking to knock it out.
And Duff scoops it up at the 2-yard line.
Bob and Brad, a lot of quarterbacks sometimes when they're on the run make that mistake. They're trying to pick up maybe a little bit too much. Ricks is playing a very good ball game. Maybe he just tried to take too much onto himself, himself open for a hit and a fumble.
Good point, Swanee. So now it's 1st and goal, Notre Dame, leading by 3 at the Florida State 2. Holiday, pitch on the option to Grant, touchdown. 2-yard touchdown run by Ryan Grant, and the lead about to become 10.
Nice call by Bill Diedrich, the offensive coordinator, the first option we've seen today. Says, I like that. Give me the ball inside the 10-yard line every time, and I think I can score.
Coming in, Notre Dame had 78 points off turnovers or following turnovers. They have added 10 here in the last minute. Extra point by Seta is good. And a penalty marker down, and we might have roughing the kicker. Seta, as you might have seen from that end zone view after that ball went through, took a tumble, and I was watching the ball go through the uprights, but my guess would be he got hit after he kicked it. Steve Pammon is the referee in the white cap in the middle. And let's see what the call is. Maybe we'll see what the call is. Here comes the touchdown again. As Bob said, first time the option's been used all day. Couldn't have picked a better time for it. Grant barely touched on the way to the end zone.
Samuels doesn't get a part of it. Everybody else overruns it.
To the kicker on the defense. The penalty is declined. The try.
This is the roughing the kicker.
And there you see Seta go down. So the penalty was declined and they take the point. That's what all the discussion was about. So there's what I talked about. 78 points coming in. They've just added 10 more on sudden change off opponents' turnovers in the last minute and 17 seconds. Just that quickly it can strike. Florida State, Bobby Bowden's team, 2 turnovers today, both in their own territory, an interception and a fumble. And now the load is going to get bigger on Chris Ricks' shoulders.
You know, Ricks was playing well, and you can't fault him for the effort. You just have to fault him for not covering it up. You're out there, you've got 3 or 4, you're by yourself. You got 3 or 4 defenders there. Just cover it up and get down.
I'm with Swanee. I think he's taking too much on himself again, and that's when he seems to get in trouble.
Well, you need to know what you can control and what you can't control. And what you can control, do something about it. And if you can't try to do something, just get out and come back for another play.
Washington from the 3. Oh, man, is he leveled as the ball is loose again. Notre Dame's got it. Brandon Hoyt's on top of it. It's starting to snowball here against Florida State.
Well,
this happened against Purdue as well.
Yes.
Following a defensive score, they turned right back around and popped a kickoff return loose. They just did it again.
Don't think this is just happening this way. They teach and coach the guys to go in and strip these balls. The defense, they do it. The offense, the hard hits.
I think Hoyt, even though 3 guys were there to make the hit, I think he's actually the guy that made the hit, and he recovered the fumble as well. In the red zone again. At the 17 of Florida State. Grant only got about only picked up a yard at 2nd down and 9.
Now this thing works both ways. Florida State defensively now say, hey, let's knock it out of their hands and pick it up and go the other way.
Well, remember when Alonzo Jackson knocked it out of Holiday's hands earlier, it was a one-hopper right back to Holiday.
Right.
That's the difference so far, the turnovers. Bobby Bowden talking to his son and offensive coordinator Jeff, saying, son, we get this ball back, we got to do something with it. First they've got to get it back or prevent another touchdown. That's what they wouldn't need here. And Holiday will take a timeout for Notre Dame. So 3 turnovers in 3 minutes and 29 seconds has Notre Dame in the driver's seat here in Tallahassee.
We'll take a look at our Dodge defensive playbook. Now it's going to be just what we've been talking about. The quarterback is going to take the ball and get outside the pocket. Let's go ahead and start this and watch what I'm talking about. Now when you're outside the pocket, all right, everything's all right. Now stop it right here. Now you've got 3 white shirts that are coming up against you. Just cover it up and don't get hit. Cover it up and take. You know, defensively, you come up and knock the ball loose, and you're trained to do that, especially on a quarterback. You got 3 guys out there. The first guy takes his shot, and if he misses the ball, you got 2 more guys there to tackle him.
And as you said, you've got to know when to get down, and as Clint Eastwood used to say, as Dirty Harry, a man's got to know his limitations.
3 plays in a row, Florida State has lost the ball, and the defense has come out and knocked it out.
84,106, a record crowd at Doak Campbell Stadium. They're stunned by what they've seen in the last 3.5 minutes. 3 turnovers have turned a 10-10 tie into a 20-10 Notre Dame lead, and they're threatening to add more.
They're threatening to blow it out right here.
2nd down and 9. The ball's at the Florida State 16-yard line. Pump, the throw to the corner, incomplete. Omar Jenkins way out in front of him as we check in with John Saunders in New York. John?
Brad Moore from West Virginia, #2 rushing team in the nation, as we're going to take a look at them instead of Terry and I, but we're here prepared. That's Quincy Wilson from a yard out. They missed, though, the point after, so Miami's lead is at 24-23, and Iowa has a lead over Michigan, trying to knock them from the unbeaten ranks in the Big Ten. Brad.
Nice to see you guys in your shirts without your coats.
Yeah.
Yeah, we like that.
Be a huge win for Iowa.
3rd down and 9. Holiday, plenty of time, goes to the end zone. Jenkins, touchdown! Perfectly thrown, and Jenkins beat his man to the corner. And now it's 16 points off turnovers in the last 4 minutes or so.
Just how quickly things turn around on turnovers. 3 turnovers inside the 20-yard line, 17 points.
Unbelievable. Really unbelievable. Seta for the point after with 3:05 to go in the third. High snap, handled well, kick is perfect. Notre Dame's record still perfect, and they're only 18 minutes away from keeping it that way. First touchdown catch for him this year from 16 yards away.
Let's take a look. They're looking for the slip screen. These two wide receivers are going to come down to the inside, but it's the third guy in that's going to come down and break deep to the outside. The defensive backs are looking, expecting it. Look, they got it all covered. These guys are covered. This guy's covered. The guy they're going to go to is back in the back of the end zone. Nice throw by Holiday. Throw it deep to the back part. Just lets him run right by him.
And the pass, he waited for the last moment to let go, and then it was perfect. Can't draw it up any better than that.
That's just good coverage. I mean, good reading, good execution by the quarterback to beat the coverage. Had tight man coverage. Ward was beating the back of the end zone.
17 points in 2 minutes and 21 seconds.
Wow. Wow.
Are they on their way to 8-0? Still a lot of football left, but now Florida State knows that it's going to have to go back to the Florida State football that we've all been watching seemingly the last 15 to 20 years, and that is they're going to have to get in the air to get back in the game. Gardner on the kick return. Tallman Gardner, fastest guy on the team, but he can't get around the corner. And again, inside their own 20, and again a flag is down. And let's see if we got another illegal block. We do. So again, Florida State is going to have horrendous field position from which to start.
Florida State has been hit and has been bitten the same way.
Illegal block in the back, above the waist, receiving team. Half the distance to the goal, first down.
Same way all of their opponents have been bitten.
There
right
it is.
There, right there.
That's the third time now Florida State has had to start inside its own 10-yard line, and they've had 9 possessions today, 6 times at their own 20 or worse. Time permitting, stay tuned for the Thrifty Car Rental post-game report featuring scores and highlights from across the country. And John and Terry will have their coats on. Yeah, they had their coats off, but they were kind of caught with their pants down is what the situation was.
Ah.
Yeah. At the 8-yard line. Ricks flips it out to Jones out of the backfield. Greg there. That looks more like Greg Jones, and had to do it as a pass receiver. Got a little bit more of a head of steam, and he got 11 yards and a first down.
But you're right. They got him out on the wing. Got him the ball through the air. And this is smart. This is more ways to do it. This guy's 250 pounds. He spins away from Jackson.
First catch from a player other than a wide receiver. Just inside the 19. Play action. Chris Ricks throws, and too low for Morgan. Couldn't quite scoop it. Glenn Earl was back there covering from his safety position.
You know, you made a comment there, Brad. You said first completion to a receiver other than a wide receiver to the back. You know, that's tough for a quarterback when you have to complete everything to wide receivers. They're usually pretty far away from you.
This is the drive summary for Florida State the last 3 possessions. So at the 18 from the shotgun. Flags are down. Chris Ricks throws on the run. This one is caught at the 31-yard line. Would be a first down, but again a penalty marker at the snap.
Looks like it's going to be against the Seminoles.
Illegal formation, less than 7 men on the line of scrimmage on the offense. 5-yard penalty, it's still second down.
It's all coming back. That's the 9th penalty on Florida State.
Well, it seems like getting a lot of penalties.
First quarter we were pretty much penalty free, and now we have a bunch of them. Notre Dame's penalized 3 times, and you don't want to give up 78 yards. It gets up around that 100-yard mark, and you're not in a very good position.
Well, Seminoles have always been one of the most penalized teams in the ACC.
Gonna have to hurry. Low snap out of the shotgun. Ricks comes up with it, flares it out to Maddox in the flat. And Maddox got free. First down, he almost broke it. Nick Maddox, little used today. He's carried it once, and now as a pass receiver, 29 yards. So maybe they do have to go to those backs a little bit more.
You've got to mix it up a little bit. You've got to throw to your backs. It's tough going just sticking to your receivers all the time.
Ricks did a nice job just to get that pass thrown out there because there was 1 second left on the play clock, and he took a low snap in the shotgun and found the handle and got it to Maddox for a first down. Now they've got a little bit of room to work. Blitz looks like it's coming. And here it comes. And down he goes. Glenn Earl came flying in from his safety spot. That's the first sack of the day.
Yeah, that's a good call. Defensive coordinator Kent Baer. Here's the safety. Watch him blitz up this way. Now, when a quarterback sees this, you either know you've got it blocked or you don't. And if you don't have it blocked, you got to stop and get rid of the football.
Earl, known as one of the big hitters on this defensive team, number 19. That's Kent Baer, the defensive coordinator. They call Earl a headhunter. That time he was hunting Chris Ricks, and it forces a second down and 19. Chris steps up in the pocket and fires complete. Anquan Bolden. And Bolden's got it back across the original line of scrimmage, and he's out to about the 43-yard line as we check in with John Saunders in New York.
Miami bouncing back once again. They can't stop West Virginia, but Mountaineers can't stop them. Ken Dorsey, 11 yards to Andre Johnson, but Miami does West Virginia a favor by giving it back, missing their own extra point. 30-23. Iowa has just scored against Michigan, 23-9. The point pending. You'll see it. Kick is up, and it's good.
Iowa huge right now at the big house. Ricks thrown incomplete. Montez Duff was covering Crefonzo Thorpe, and Florida State's got a fourth down here.
And they've got to kick it away. Notre Dame defensively playing a lot of different coverages. They're playing some double coverages. They're playing some short and deep. They're playing in and out on the wide receivers.
So out comes Chance Gwaltney to punt. See if they put any pressure on him. They're playing now with a 17-point lead. Kicks it a mile in the air. Fair catch. Whoa. Flags are down. Ball is loose.
His own man hit him.
That's what I thought too. Now they call a halo violation here. I'm not quite sure how they're going to call that because it was a Notre Dame player that ran into him. Leon Washington saying, I didn't do anything. Well, maybe he did. He's pushing the man that's trying to protect the punt returner.
See, they may wave this off.
Disregard the flag.
Thank you, Mr. Greasy. And thank you, Mr. Official. That one we didn't need. 3 quarters goes Notre Dame's way. Boy, did the third quarter go their way. It's 27-10 Irish. An ABC Sports presentation of college football returns after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
I can't sleep, Mom. There are monsters in my closet.
I have an idea.
Seconds. Kapow. It went from 10-10 to 27-10. And now Florida State playing from behind with 11:37 to go. Chris Ricks deep down the middle, almost picked off again. Bolden got a hand on it, but so did Shane Walton.
So everybody's been asking, how is Notre Dame doing it? Their offense is 110th in the nation in total offense. They can't throw the football. Those last 3 shots that we showed you of the turnovers is how they're doing it. Patience. Just do what we can do on offense. The defense is going to come loose. The special teams will knock it loose. Somewhere along the way, we're going to win, and that's the whole thing. Patience, discipline, toughness.
Wait for your break.
Very impressive.
Ricks, a block from the referee. Throwing long for Tallman Gardner. Can he adjust to it? No. He dropped it. He made the adjustment, just couldn't make the catch.
He made a nice adjustment. Nice effort to go up and make it, but nobody's making the play.
That's the 6th drop ball of the day.
This was a good throw by Ricks. You got one-on-one. You got single coverage, and you got to give it to these corners.
Yeah,
Duff,
they're good.
Duff and Walton, they're knocking it loose. They have been beaten a couple of times, but not a lot.
This is a desperate 3rd down here because Florida State doesn't want to try to go on 4th down with 11:20 left, but they've got to get it out of their own end of the field. On 3rd down, Chris has been pretty good. This time he overshot Morgan on a deep square in, and it's incomplete. It's 4th down as we check in with John in New York.
Couple updates here, Brad. Miami against West Virginia. Ken Dorsey has them marching again. This one to Andre Johnson. It covers 24 yards. It sets up Willis McGahee's 3rd touchdown of the day. Miami in command now. And Iowa's having their way at Michigan. Brad Banks to Jermel Lewis, a little shovel pass, and he bowls his way in 31-9.
Hey, if Notre Dame is the surprise team of the year, Iowa is right there with them.
Yeah, they're 1A and 1B, huh? Waltney almost got to it. They tried to block it. Walton on the other end. He'll be dropped for a loss. 37-yard punt. They almost blocked it on Waltney. And Notre Dame's got it back with 11:05 to play. ABC Sports presentation of college football brought to you by Chevy Trucks, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road. The people of Allstate, you're in good hands with Allstate. Marriott, wherever business takes you, your Marriott awaits. And Dr. Pepper and your local Dr. Pepper bottler. Be you, nothing's better. Dr. Pepper. There's some of those green T-shirts Swanee was talking about earlier, and they have every right to cheer. Their team leads 27-10 with 11 minutes to go. Play action.
Wide open.
Lofting it out. It's got a man wide open. Jared Clark, the tight end. Yeah, they're not done pulling things out of their bag of tricks, are they? You just assume they're going to give it to Ryan Grant and sit on a 17-point lead, but that guy had different ideas.
Yeah, and I like it. I like what he's doing. You do the unexpected. You've got 2 tight ends, one here and one here. You're going to fake this way, and Jared Clark, the other tight end, is going to come across the field.
How open can you get?
Yeah, look what you see down here. Look at all this. Just get the ball out there. That's just well designed and good timing on the call.
Penalty flag.
Hold it up.
Legal substitution, I believe, on Notre Dame. As now their total yardage is starting to creep up there. The referee threw that flag before Notre Dame even got to the line of scrimmage, so I assume that it's going to be an illegal substitution. Having too many guys in and out of the huddle.
Tyrone's offense at Stanford, where he came from, he was there for 7 years. He was with Denny Green at the Vikings, and he was with the Bill Walsh, influenced him. He says, you know, they like the West Coast offense. I mean, they like to throw the ball and all that stuff. They're not doing that with Notre Dame. They're not spreading it out. They're not throwing the quick stuff and all that other stuff. But they're going to get to that. But eventually they will, but not right now.
And right now they'll just give it to number 4 to break this game open. Ryan Grant, another Notre Dame touchdown. Following Lipinski as fullback, and he just probably sealed the deal from 31 yards out. I'm starting to believe, partner.
All right, here's Lipinski. He's just going to lead him to the left. Right there. There's the block. And he's just going to run the rest of the way on his own. Makes one man miss.
In less than 3 minutes of elapsed time on the clock.
Very impressive.
Notre Dame has taken over the football game.
Very impressive.
Totally taken over the football game. 10-14 remaining in the ball game. It's 34-10. The Irish at the 48-yard line of Florida State. And the fullback gets a little sugar. And he gets about 4 yards on the carry. So, partner, I asked you 3 hours ago, how are these guys doing it, and are they for real? You got a new answer?
They're for real.
I'm with you.
And I'm voting for Tyrone Willingham for Coach of the Year.
Yeah.
The way he is, it's so impressive. What he has done with this ball club. It's just amazing.
He's instilled a belief, and they believe. And now the whole country, week by week, is starting to believe, and Bob and I are in that group now because we're just like everybody else. You wonder, you go, well, are they doing it with smoke and mirrors?
Well, you see the numbers about their offense,
right.
And their offense is not doing much. They're doing much more now than they did the first 3 or 4 games.
Wilson stood up in the pocket and dropped.
But
Pope.
They only do what's asked of them, and they're very careful. They don't turn the ball over. As I mentioned, Holiday has only had a couple of interceptions in 100 and how many passes? 123 passes coming into the ball game. So, and they don't drop it much. Very impressive.
They're getting ready to punt and using all the time they can. Hillbold, and right now Florida State is expecting possibly a fake punt. They didn't put any kind of rush on, and Hillbold tries to knock it down in the far corner, and he did again. Boy, he's done a nice job of that all year long.
They don't miss a trick. They've got good kickers. They've got good discipline.
They got a good coach, and we talked about, Bob did, where he's been. Tyrone Willingham, 77 graduate of Michigan State. That's his alma mater. That's where he started as a grad assistant in East Lansing. That was in 77. Then a trip to Central Michigan, back to Michigan State. And he's going to go down South Carolina way for a while. And then over to Rice, up to Stanford, 2-time Pac-10 Coach of the Year with the Vikings with Denny Green on a great staff. A lot of guys, head coaches off that staff in both the NFL and in college. Back to Stanford as the head man, and now in South Bend. And undefeated, soon to be 8-0.
That was a shot at NC State, pardon me. Not South Carolina.
Did I say South Carolina?
Yeah,
beg your pardon.
It looked like a South Carolina. Had a big S.
So now it's a new quarterback in, Adrian McPherson. There's his numbers on the year. But time is Florida State's enemy, and they're going to have their 3rd loss after an 8-4 campaign last year. They had hoped for so much more. They came so close against Miami 2 weeks ago and played so well in doing that. But still, it was 5-2 coming in, and it's just 4 minutes away from being 5-3. McPherson comes up throwing. Bolden with the catch, and he's got a first down out at the 16-yard line. Aquan Bolden quietly has had his best receiving day yardage-wise ever. I don't think it's going to matter much to him, but
this is right here tells the story.
Yep.
That and the fact that this is the 4th time Florida State has started their possession inside their own 8-yard line. That talks about their punters and the coverage just doing a nice job of getting the field position.
Anquan Bolden, another one. And another big pickup. So Anquan is up to 143 yards receiving, but it's going to be in a losing effort.
He's going to beat Walton here, but watch number 42. Shane Walton, as at the end of the play, he's going to try and get this ball, pull it out right there. While he's tackling him, he's still trying to get the fumble.
Always getting an edge. McPherson slipped a little bit in the pocket. Now he's got great running ability too. Gets what he can.
We asked Ty a couple days ago about who's made the biggest impression on you? Which coach? Who made the biggest impression? And he said, well, the first coach was my parents. He says,
yep.
those two certainly made the biggest impression. And then he mentioned Denny Green, who he worked for at Stanford and also with the Vikings. And then he said Bill Walsh. He likes to pattern himself after Bill Walsh and the things he did. Those are 3 pretty good entities right there.
He never coached under Bill Walsh, but he was part of the 49ers internship program, if you will, that the NFL has, that young coaches quite frequently are part of.
That's a good thing the NFL has been doing for a long time, inviting college coaches, college assistants to come up during training camp and be with them. during their training camp.
So a legendary list of 7-0 starts with Rockne and Leahy and Parsegian and all the rest.
Hey, we're moving on. We're 8-0 now.
Yeah, we're 8-0. Let's start digging up the 8-0s. I know Devine was, or not Devine, but Parsegian was 1.
Yeah, Arrow was 1 in 64.
He started with 9 straight victories. Here's a pass out to Anquan Bolden. He might get a touchdown out of this, but no. Nice open field stop when it looked like he could possibly break free. Another 27 yards for Anquan Bolden.
He hasn't given up, and neither has Walton. The inside receiver, number 4.
Helps his quarterback there.
Yeah, this is Duff, I guess, downfield. Watch Duff here, number 34. He does not want to let him get in the end zone.
Nope. So McPherson moving the team down. Throws in and out of the hands of Crefonzo Thorpe. And the clock stops with 1:46 left. We talked about before that last snap, though, about Tyrone Willingham. Bob mentioned Ara Parsegian in 64 went 9 straight wins. And Jesse Harper back in 1913 won 7 all in 1 year and the first 2 of the following season. So in 1913, 1914, and now Ty Willingham joins a bunch of legends to start a Notre Dame coaching career at 8-0. Man,
who would have thunk it?
I'm telling you. McPherson down the middle. Morgan, tough catch. Again, he holds on to the tough one. And he's going to get lucky if a flag doesn't fly again. Spins the ball, but they don't throw one that time. They did throw a flag on him on that first down indication he made in the first half for a bit of a celebration.
All this drive is going to do is start a quarterback controversy here for Florida State.
You're right. And Chris Ricks played as good a first half as we've seen him play in a long, long time. Don't forget doubleheader coming up. Those are the games you'll see as we wind down the last minute 22 here. Adrian McPherson back to throw to the end zone. Did he get in? Yes, he did. Touchdown, Anquan Bolden. So Florida State not quitting. They're not going to win it, but they're not quitting.
Nice drive by McPherson.
Very nice drive.
He hasn't played a lot, but he's a talented young quarterback, and I'm sure, like we said, it's going to start some people talking. Bolden is big. I mean, he's a big receiver. All you have to do is break the plane with the football to score the touchdown.
Extra point is good, but still Notre Dame's got Florida State doubled 34-17. You can bet that there's an onside kick coming here in just a moment. Our Chevrolet players of the game. Glenn Earl today had 11 tackles, a sack, and an interception, and he forced a fumble. That's part of that Notre Dame defense. And Anquan Bolden, a career high, 9 catches, 175 yards, and he just caught a touchdown. In recognition of their efforts, Chevrolet will make a $1,000 contribution to each university's general scholarship fund. I want to thank all the folks that helped to bring you the ball game. Our statistician is PTR, Pat McGrath. Our spotters, Clint Deans. Our assistants to the producer, Tommy Hall and Ross Malloy. Steve Fennick, our associate director. Associate producers, Eric Posman. Randy Hargrove, our technical director. Our congratulations, by the way, to our director, Steve Bime. He and his lovely wife, Linda, with twin boys.
Getting a lot of sleep.
Getting much sleep. We're seeing some good pictures, though, with the guys.
Yeah.
Our producers, Bruce Clark. Coordinating producers, Bob Goodrich. Senior producer of ABC Sports is Bob Toms, and the executive producer of ABC Sports is Howard Katz. Chris Ricks sitting all by himself. A great first half. Maybe tried to do too much on his own in the second half. A couple of turnovers, 1 a fumble, 1 an interception that led to some quick Notre Dame points. And now with the onside kick coming up, Chris's day is done.
It's all a part of the maturing process for a young quarterback.
Here's Baithia's onside kick. Florida State's got it on the run. It's Bolden. Wait a minute.
The whistle is blown.
I don't know why. It went far enough, didn't it?
Was it offside or the offsides?
Well, that could be. Well, let's see what we hear this time. It's first down, Florida State.
It's not that you can't advance this. You can advance it.
And I don't know what they saw that we didn't see. Unless his knee went down. I didn't think it did. Bolden on the fly. I'm sorry.
See that one the other night against Clemson and North Carolina State?
Yeah, NC State takes it in on the. So they bring it back to the 49. Adrian McPherson at the controls, setting up, throws the swing out to Jones, trying to find his footing, and only got about 3 or 4 yards before he's run out of bounds with 1:03 left. Well, Notre Dame has had 8 national titles. The last one was 1988. They are number 3 in the BCS, and this sure as heck isn't going to hurt their ranking.
This is going to help their ranking right here. I mean, I've been impressed. I admit, I came here. I knew they had good defense and special teams were playing. They got the turnovers. I just questioned their offense. And they didn't do a lot, but they didn't do anything negative either.
That's right. First down. That'll stop the clock momentarily to move the sticks with 56 seconds left. Don't forget doubleheader day. Big one in the Big Ten, Penn State and Ohio State. The last time Notre Dame had 3 wins over ranked teams on the road was 1990. And they're about set to dispose of number 13 Florida State. McPherson steps up and around the pressure and now throws, and he had Bolden wide open and somebody got a hand on it en route. Shane Walton, I think, got a paw in there. That would have been another big gainer.
If he'd just given it a little bit of air and threw it over the linebacker, he would have had him.
Bobby Bowden has had a tough day and now a tough year, and he admitted to us that a win over Notre Dame would turn the season around for Florida State and their fans, and now they're all going to go home and they're going to be as sad as they were, if not worse.
Well, they were so high 2 weeks ago, their last game against Miami, almost pulling that out.
McPherson out to Maddox in the flat. Nick Maddox broke a tackle, still on his feet, driving forward, got a first down. Clock should stop here at 25 seconds, but it's way too little, it's way too late. And Irish eyes are smiling, I'll tell you that much. And when Irish eyes are happy, all the world seems bright and gay to the BCS, because they look like they might be heading to a big game. They still have some games to play, but the only ranked team they'll face, whether or not USC will be ranked at that time, we don't know yet, but you'll see that game in late November right here on ABC.
They have Boston College at home next week, and then they play Navy in Baltimore. They have Rutgers at home, and then they travel to USC Saturday night game.
The contenders for the BCS, Oklahoma idle today. They've got Colorado coming into Norman next week. At Oklahoma State, at Texas A&M in the Big 12 championship. Miami had to survive West Virginia. I don't know that game's over, but they've had trouble with them all day. But they've got Tennessee in Knoxville and Virginia Tech in Miami on December 7th. And there's what Bob was talking about, BC and a USC team that may or may not be in the top 20 by then. You never can quite tell.
Virginia Tech is a team that's sailing by. We haven't talked much about them. Virginia is improving, and that game at the end of the year against Miami, Georgia, could surprise everybody.
Georgia's got Kentucky tonight. They don't play well in Lexington at night, so watch out for that one. At Auburn, the SEC championship. Ohio State, don't forget they've got Penn State coming up next for most of you, and then they've got another team that's a shocker so far, the Golden Gophers of Minnesota next week, and they only have 1 loss. McPherson running around, throws complete. Maddox still on his feet inside the 10. He got there. Touchdown.
Ty doesn't like this. So everything was looking pretty good, and this is going to be his motivation for next week. Tyrone Willingham.
And another flag down.
We didn't finish the game.
Penalty markers down. They're going to win the game. It's just not going to look quite like it did on the scoreboard. But remember, margin of victory is out the window anymore in the BCS anyway.
The play was over. Dead ball, personal foul on the offense. Touchdown is good. Penalty will be enforced.
Greg Jones, I think, got in a yakking match with Preston Jackson or something. That must be where the penalty has come in. And Florida State has had a few foolish penalties today that didn't help their cause too much.
I don't know why when you're down by
how you can be talking to anybody.
17, what you've got to say.
I don't know. So now it's going to be a long extra point attempt.
Partner, we were just talking about all those teams going, and you said something earlier about a bunch of teams going undefeated. Would you say, what if we have 6 or 7 undefeated teams?
We were talking about it last night in our meeting. I said, could we get 6 to the end of the season undefeated? And the way we did the math, we thought we could. That'd fill up 3 pretty good bowl games.
Yeah, that'd get the people talking about playoffs and the BCS and all that.
About the only one we knew that couldn't happen is Virginia Tech has to play Miami, but we sorted through the rest of the garbage, and that's what we came up with. I don't know.
You know that never happened.
I'm sure it won't happen, but it's something to think about, and it's fun to think about with this much of the season left. Well, Tyrone, you have done a marvelous job.
Congratulations. He really has. There's Greg Madison right there, the defensive coordinator last year.
The only guy that stayed from the old staff. And there's some intensity there for a guy that's got a 10-point lead. 12 seconds is all that's left.
A couple of good additions he brought into his staff was Bob Simmons, the former
Oklahoma State quarterback.
At Oklahoma State head coach, and then Trent Walters. He was a defensive backfield coach the last few years at the Vikings. He brought him in, and you bring somebody in from the pros to mix with that defensive secondary. Says, hey, you want to get to the next level, this is what you need to do. I've been there, and I'm telling you.
Trent is the dad of Troy, the wide receiver at Stanford, who was so good a couple years ago. Ball loose. Notre Dame, well, wait, maybe not. I thought they had it. Florida State does.
They got it again.
With 8 seconds left. Well, they need a touchdown pass in about 4 seconds, and then they need another onside kick and another touchdown pass.
Yeah, if it was a close game and you were down by 2 or 3 and you really needed it, you probably wouldn't get it. Now you've gotten 2 in a row. He does a nice job with this kick to get the ball popping up.
Both of them were just like that.
Yes.
Savi Advaithia with the
Sapp, number 20, misses it. Hetzel has been all over this special teams today.
Yeah, he has. So as a disgusted coach who's about to be 8-0, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, he's going to say when he gets in there, nice game, guys, but we didn't finish. We didn't finish.
Hold it up! Hold it up! Prior to the snap, delay of game, offense. 5-yard penalty, it's still first down.
So the game is delayed for...
Yeah. You asked me about the quarterback controversy. McPherson has played well. He's coming at the end of the game. You got to take that, a little bit in the perspective that it is.
Notre Dame's not playing defense the way they were.
You're rolling out. It's not, he's definitely played well. There's no doubt about it. But Chris Ricks played well also.
Yes, he did. Nice block. McPherson's going to go long to the end zone. Bolden and Gardner are out there, but it's broken up, and it's all over. Florida State drops to 5-3.